Hello everyone. Blockchain is a buzzword and a hot topic today. DXE Labs has been working on blockchain business to business use cases, especially in the exciting global supply chain domain. I am Vindhya, a part of DXE Labs, working in blockchain supply chain pilots. This pilot is about using blockchain to digitally connect supply chain entities like manufacturers, suppliers, logistic companies, end customer businesses, etc. Technically, this pilot is on Hyperledger Fabric and I have now started working on Corda. Now I would gladly welcome Gururaj Rao, the DXE Labs lead for blockchain, to let us know more about blockchain workflow at Chain Hackathon. Over to you, Guru.
Thank you, India. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hackathon Workflow at Chain. We have been giving you information about the hackathon for the last few days and hope you have been going through it. We have shared with you a few links and given you information about how to go about this hackathon. In this session, I would just like you to walk you through this hackathon and go through the instructions again, and we'll be there to clarify any questions that you may have. Thank you. Welcome again to Workflow at Chain Blockchain Hackathon. We will walk through the instructions regarding blockchain hackathon objectives, expectations, tools, relevant links, and timelines. But before that, a quick look into what exactly is workflow at chain. What is new about this concept? Why is it needed now? If you see the picture on the left, today's picture, you will see that global supply chain participants communicate with each other via mail or phone, etc. This creates chances for errors and makes it even more difficult to correct such errors. For example, a lost purchase order. On the right hand side, the architecture provides an opportunity for participants to be using blockchain as a means to implement integrated workflow. This implies that a purchase order raised by a manufacturer creates a task for the supplier until the latter receives it, acknowledges its receipt. This hackathon is about creating a workflow platform on the blockchain to meet such sample requirements. Now let's talk about the hackathon objectives. As mentioned several times before, our objective is to create a decentralized workflow platform on top of blockchain. To do this, you would have to implement smart contracts or chain code to define workflows, to execute workflows, and to monitor workflows. And then you would have to expose the APIs, the workflow at chain APIs for these services. Further, it would be great if you could implement a security model and expose these as workflow at chain secure services. We expect the outcomes of your exercise to be the following. At least one workflow model defined programmatically with roles, steps, and decision nodes. At least one workflow model executed at runtime so that a workflow process is instantiated, tasks are created, executed in the blockchain. It will be great if you could also develop a way to monitor such workflows and tell us the API that we need to execute to monitor the workflow. Further, there is a quiz that you need to take as part of this hackathon. Also, if you could write test scripts in any preferred tool of your liking for the APIs, then it will help us to test your submission. Make sure that you check in your scripts in GitHub, links of which have been provided to you along with your submission. These are some of the links that have been provided to you before by way of our ongoing communication with you. Important is the GitHub link, which is where you would be submitting your code, and also link number 5, which is a workplace hackathon link that we have created so that we could interact on workplace. You could put your questions here, clarifications here. We'll try to address as much and as fast as we can. Back to development environment. As mentioned before, you are free to choose a development environment, a tool of your choice. However, based on our experience, we find that it is easier to develop on Hyperledger Fabric, especially if you're going to use option 2, which is Hyperledger Composer Playground. Please note that option 1 is meant to develop more serious blockchain proof of concepts. You will have to set up the entire blockchain environment on your local machine for this option. However, for a less intensive, a quick start approach, please proceed to option 2. In this option, you will be developing your chain code using the online playground development tool. While this may not be a long-term option, this is of use to get going quickly on Hyperledger blockchain development. This slide gives you some help and some links to get going with online playground tool. Some more information from our side. If you are really going for option 1, the more intensive development environment setup, please refer to the link above. Further, once your development environment is set up, whatever be your option, all you need to do mostly is to start coding in JavaScript. It will take us a few days to evaluate your submissions given the number of registered participants. I believe you should be able to revert with your badges related information in a week or so from the hackathon end day. Some more information. The hackathon duration is 24 hours. That of course does not mean that you have to stay all the 24 hours. You can feel free to drop at any point in time when you feel your job is done. Feel free to be in touch with us, any of the blockchain team members mentioned above. And as mentioned before, for any clarifications, refer to point 3 above, the Hackathon Workplace site, where you could post questions and clarifications to us. So, good luck with the hackathon. Hope you will develop your first smart contract or chain code today and check it in your GitHub. Thank you.